That's why Ethan Lovett's return on April 17 hit me so hard. I remember the first time that charming rogue walked onto the screen as Luke's son, all quick wit and con man swagger, and now here he is again, stepping off that pier like he never really left. But this time, something feels different, deeper, and a whole lot more dangerous than the old days. I sat there glued to the screen as Ethan left that mysterious voicemail, promising to be at the pier every noon, hoping to reconnect with whoever was on the other end. Then he wrapped Lulu in that heartfelt hug, and my eyes welled up because family has always been the beating heart of this show. Luke's kids finding each other again after everything they've lost. It felt like coming home. But even in those warm moments, I couldn't shake the feeling that Ethan wasn't telling his little sister the whole truth. He said he was back for family and old friends, yet something in his eyes told me there was a bigger reason pulling him to Port Charles. And when he headed straight for Sonny's place and ran into Christina, that old spark between them flared up so fast it made my pulse race. We've seen Christina grow from a troubled teen into a strong woman, and watching her face light up at the sight of Ethan brought back so many memories of their complicated past. Yet, right after that tender reunion, he marched inside to talk business with Sonny himself. That's when the real heat started building. Now, I've followed Sonny Corinthos through every triumph and every heartbreaking fall for decades. Maurice Benard brings such raw power to that role, whether Sonny's protecting his family or staring down a rival, and I've cheered him on through wars with the five families, betrayals from those closest to him, and even his own struggles with mental health. But this new development with Ethan feels like a fresh kind of storm gathering on the horizon. At first glance, it looks like a godsend. Ethan offers his skills, his street smarts, and that undeniable loyalty tied to Luke's old friendship with Sonny. Luke would have wanted his son watching Sonny's back, right? Yet the more I think about it, the more I see the layers unfolding, and it has me on the edge of my seat wondering if this alliance is the very thing that could bring Sonny to his knees once again. What really has me convinced something explosive is coming is the way the writers are weaving in Ethan's missing years. We haven't seen him since 2023, and in that time, so much has shifted in Port Charles. Remember how Jason Morgan came back in 2024, seemingly untouchable but actually carrying the weight of federal pressure? The way they used Carly's confession about running Sonny's organization against him still gives me chills. It wasn't just blackmail, it was a carefully built trap that turned a loyal friend into a reluctant pawn. I've been replaying those episodes in my mind, and now with Ethan, it feels like history is rhyming in the most chilling way. Ethan has always been a risk taker, a gambler at heart, and his ties to Holly Sutton make him vulnerable in ways even he might not fully admit. Holly's past dealings with Jen Sidwell, that diamond heist in 2024, those weren't small-time cons. They were the kind of high-stakes moves that draw the wrong kind of attention from powerful people, the kind who don't forget. That's where my biggest hunch comes in, and I've been turning it over in my head every day since Ethan's return. What if the real shock waiting for Sonny isn't just another rival gunning for him, but the man standing right beside him offering help? The whispers about an unseen boss pulling Ethan's strings have me convinced we're heading toward a betrayal that will shake the foundations of Sonny's empire. It wouldn't be the first time the WSB or even the FBI has played this game in Port Charles. They've done it with Jason, and now it feels like they're doing it again, only this time through Luke's own son. Ethan might truly believe he's protecting his family by getting close to Sonny, but what if that closeness is the perfect cover? Every conversation at the pier, every shared glance with Christina, every promise of loyalty to Sonny could be building toward a moment when the trap snaps shut. I've seen enough twists over the years to know that the show loves to make us fall in love with a character right before they pull the rug out, and this one feels personal. Let me be clear, though. I don't think Ethan wants to hurt Sonny, not in his heart. That boy grew up admiring the code Sonny lives by, the fierce protection of family above all else, but pressure from the outside can change even the strongest man. Maybe during those years away, Ethan got himself tangled up in something bigger than a simple con. Maybe Sidwell or Cullum or whoever is really calling the shots found leverage, something that threatens Holly or even Sasha. The way the show has been dropping hints about unresolved business with those two dangerous men makes my stomach tighten. Sonny has already survived an attack on his penthouse that nearly cost Michael his life. He's been warned, he's been cautious, but if Ethan is the one walking him straight into the next ambush, it will feel like a knife from the one person he never expected. And that's what makes this storyline so brilliantly painful and so utterly addictive. I've been asking myself the same question every afternoon. Is this the beginning of Sonny's most dangerous chapter yet? The answer keeps coming back yes, louder each time. Because even if Ethan starts out genuinely wanting to help take down Sidwell and Cullum, the layers of deception are already there. That voicemail on the pier wasn't just casual. It was a signal to someone we haven't met yet. Someone who could step out of the shadows any day now and change everything. I've watched enough General Hospital to know that when they tease a special reason for a return like this, it's never simple. Executive producer Frank Valentini himself said there would be twists, and I believe him. This isn't just a family reunion. It's the setup for a powder keg that's been years in the making. What excites me most as a longtime viewer is how this all circles back to the heart of what makes the show great, the human cost. Sonny has rebuilt his life so many times, surrounded himself with people he trusts, only to watch those bonds tested again and again. If Ethan's connection turns out to be the trap, I suspect it won't just be about mob business. It will rip through Christina's heart, through Lulu's renewed hope, and through the memory of Luke himself. Yet I have faith in the writers. They've always found a way to let light shine through the darkness. Maybe Ethan will realize what's happening in time and choose the right side. Maybe he'll fight back against whoever is pulling those strings and prove once and for all that blood and loyalty run deeper than any federal threat. Either way, the tension is building so perfectly that I can barely wait for the next episode. Port Charles has always been a place where one decision can change everything, and right now Sonny stands at the center of a storm he doesn't even see coming. The way Ethan moves through town, charming everyone while carrying secrets from his time away, feels electric. It's the kind of slow burn suspense that reminds me why I've stayed loyal to this show through cast changes, writing shifts, and everything in between. We fans over 60 have seen it all, but this feels fresh and urgent. It's like the show is saying, you think you know these characters? Think again. And I love it. So here I am, counting down the hours until the next reveal, hoping against hope that Sonny gets the warning he needs before it's too late. Because if Ethan really is the key to a new explosion in Sonny's world, then we're in for weeks of heartbreak, redemption, and the kind of edge-of-your-seat drama that only General Hospital can deliver. I've lived through the best and worst of Port Charles, and this chapter feels like it's going to rank right up there with the classics. Whatever happens next, I'm here for every single minute of it, just like I have been for all these wonderful years. And I know you are too. That's what makes us family, doesn't it? What has me truly excited is how Ethan's time away has clearly reshaped him. He's no longer just the charming con artist we knew. There's a sharper edge to him now, a determination that feels born from real hardship. The latest developments show Ethan forming a surprising alliance with Sonny, and it's becoming clearer by the hour that his real mission is to help take down two of the most dangerous men threatening Port Charles. Jen Sidwell and Ross Cullum. I've watched Sonny battle one enemy after another over the decades, but this feels different. Ethan brings fresh skills and a personal stake, especially after what happened with his mother, Holly. The way he's positioning himself to strike at Sidwell and Cullum gives me hope that justice might finally catch up with them. It's the kind of bold move that could shift the balance of power in town and protect so many people we care about. Still, as much as I cheer for Ethan stepping up like this, I can't ignore the shadows lurking behind his return. The question keeps circling in my mind: who is really guiding his hand? If the mysterious boss pulling the strings turns out to be someone from the past like Cyrus Renault, or worse, a resurrected threat connected to Peter August, or even Caesar Faison himself, then we're looking at a potential new disaster that could swallow up everything in its path. Those names carry heavy weight for longtime fans like me. Cyrus has always played a dangerous game of power and manipulation, and the idea of Faison or Peter somehow reaching from beyond what we thought was the end sends a chill through me. It would turn Ethan's noble plan into something far more treacherous, where the very tools he's using to protect others might end up endangering the people closest to him. That's why my heart goes out, especially to Lulu and Laura right now. As Luke's daughter and the woman who loved him so deeply, Laura has always been the steady heart of the Spencer family. With Lulu finally finding some peace and reconnecting with her brother, the last thing they need is to watch Ethan walk straight into a trap set by ghosts from the past. I can already picture them putting their heads together, determined to protect the son and brother they both cherish. Luke may be gone, but his spirit lives on in them, that fierce loyalty and refusal to let family face danger alone. Their need to step in and shield Ethan could very well ignite a brand new war in Port Charles, one that pulls in old alliances and forces everyone to choose sides once again. It's the kind of family-driven conflict that General Hospital does so beautifully, where love and protection become the spark for bigger battles. What makes this storyline so gripping is how it layers personal stakes on top of the high-stakes danger. Ethan genuinely seems driven to eliminate Sidwell and Cullum, and that fire in him feels authentic after everything his family has endured. Yet if his mysterious employer has darker intentions, perhaps using Ethan as a pawn in a larger scheme involving Cyrus or those Faison echoes, then the explosion could be devastating. Sonny might think he's gaining a trusted ally in Luke's son, but the truth could shatter that trust and put Christina's heart at risk all over again. I've seen Christina light up around Ethan, and that old connection still carries such tenderness. The thought of it being tested so soon after his return adds another layer of warmth and worry that keeps me coming back every day. I've turned these possibilities over in my mind while sipping my afternoon tea, and I keep coming back to the same hopeful place. Ethan has the heart to do what's right, and with Lulu and Laura ready to fight for him, he won't face whatever storm is coming alone. The show has always found ways to let redemption shine through even the darkest plots, and I believe this chapter will be no different. The adjustments in Ethan's life are proving explosive in the best sense, setting the stage for him to help deliver real justice against Sidwell and Cullum, while forcing the Spencer women to rally in a powerful new way. Port Charles feels alive with possibility right now. Every quiet conversation at the pier, every glance between Ethan and those he loves, carries the weight of what might happen next. Will his plan succeed and bring down the threats once and for all? Or will the shadow of an old enemy like Cyrus or Faison twist everything into a new catastrophe? Whatever the answer, I know Lulu and Laura will act with the strength and love that have defined them for years. Their determination to protect Luke's son is already building toward a confrontation that could redefine family bonds in town. As someone who has walked alongside these characters through weddings, losses, betrayals, and triumphs, I feel the heat of this story building in the most wonderful way. It's not just about mob wars or old vendettas anymore. It's about a son trying to make things right, a mother and sister refusing to lose another piece of Luke, and the chance for real change in a town that never stays quiet for long. The new shocks are coming, the adjustments are bursting open, and a fresh battle is taking shape. I wouldn't miss a single moment of it for the world. That's the magic of General Hospital after all these years. It still knows how to make an old fan's heart race with anticipation, reminding us that in Port Charles, hope and danger are never far apart, and family will always find a way to stand together when it matters most. I'm counting the hours until the next episode, just like I have for decades, eager to see how Ethan's explosive new path unfolds and whether the Spencer women can steer him safely through the gathering storm. Whatever comes, it promises to be unforgettable, and I'm right here with all of you, loving every minute of the ride.